Hey guys, AJYT Avid here, and July is over, so today I'm going to be ranking all 8 movies that I watched. If you're not familiar with my tier ranking videos, these will contain some mild spoilers, possibly in my explanations for where these movies go on the list. So, if you get to a movie that I'm going to talk about that you haven't seen and you don't want to get spoiled for it, I'm not saying that I'm definitely going to get into spoilers, but you may just want to be cautious and skip to the next section, or else you might get spoiled, potentially. So, with that being said, let's get started.
Come on, run!
So we started off the month with a Jurassic World film. You remember those? You know, those ones that keep coming back every few years, even though they just keep on sucking. At least Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic World Dominion suck. I really did not like them, and it didn't make me excited for Jurassic World Rebirth, even though we had Gareth Edwards coming in here as the director, and you had Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey. I was partially excited for this movie. I was optimistic. I was like, let me go into it, and I came out of it not really hating it, but also not really liking it either. It's a very stern middle ground I'm at here, where I just think it's kind of It's an movie. It's perfectly watchable. I think the actors, I like seeing Scarlett Johansson in action here. I think the dinosaurs are the best that they've looked in the franchise. There are a few sequences in here that I enjoyed, but nothing overly memorable, and the characters kind of feel a little bit paper thin, as well as the plot here. You have these scientists and these few mercenaries going on this hunt to get the DNA of these dinosaurs to help solve a disease. You have the generic doctor guy, you have the generic mercenary, you have the military guy, and then you have the guy that's going to betray them, played by Rupert Friend. I mean, fucking come on. You saw the trailers. I immediately knew that was going to be the bad guy. The mutant stuff that they do is semi-interesting, but they don't fully pay it off as much as I wish they did. There's the family plot in there that I'm not even going to talk too much about. I fucking hated that. It's so unneeded. And overall, it just kind of ends up being a whatever kind of movie. Just very middle ground. So Jurassic World Rebirth is going in the mid-tier.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Oh boy, Superman. This is a lot of people's most anticipated movie of the year. This is quite possibly the biggest movie of the year, I would argue, in terms of the implications for is DC coming back? Is, our comic book movies dead? Not to say that it relies on this one movie, but I mean, it's Superman. Like, Superman is the quintessential superhero. When you think of a superhero, you immediately, your mind, it's almost like they are just hardwired to think superhero, Superman, super. You're gonna think of Superman. And I'm not saying that everyone's gonna just immediately be like, Superman is my favorite. I'm not saying he is my favorite, because, to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I am a hardcore Batman fan, and when I'm not standing Batman, I am a hardcore Spider-Man and Captain America fan. As you can see, but I have love for both of those characters here. But I am starting to have some Superman love, especially after, Henry Cavill's version of the character and after this version of the character. David Corenswet does a great job in this movie. He's just such a good representation of what Superman is and what he represents, that feeling of hope and that beacon of like kindness. He's just like, let's just get along. Like, everybody needs to get along, and that's ultimately like the message of the film, is just be kind to each other. I love that. I love Rachel Brosnahan in here as Lois Lane. Lex Luthor, even though he is pretty cartoonish and some may think he's a bit over the top, I think Nicholas Hoult still does a great job with him here. Yeah, it's just a really solid start. I wouldn't say it's perfect, because there are some story decisions involving, Kal-El's parents. I'm just not a big fan of that story direction for him, but overall, I was really satisfied with this movie, and I can't wait to watch it again, so it's going in the great tier.
We come from a town called Seabrook, where all monsters live together in peace.
That is not gonna happen.
Zombies 4. Why do I watch this? Why do I watch this stuff? I'm not going to spend too much time on this. If you've seen the other Zombies movies, it's just another zombie movie where a new group of monsters, this time it's vampires and not really monsters, they're just people with magic. They're called Daywalkers. They're feuding with each other, and they come into contact with our main characters. You know, you got Zed and Addison in there, Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly. Thank God, by the end of this movie, their characters are given an ending and an exit to leave this universe and start doing some actual fucking good projects. The vampire and Daywalker characters are not very interesting. The songs, choreography, solid, decent. You know, it's Disney, it's whatever. And I know I'm not the Disney Channel market. I'm not the person that this movie's being marketed to. But having seen the other movies, I kind of felt an obligation to finish it out. So, what can I say? Alright, it's not good. It's going on the bad tier, alright? I know I'm not the audience for it, but I'm gonna be honest with my critique.
Please stop!
I know what you did last summer. You watched a better movie than this, yeah. Sorry, I had to steal that joke from Cody Leach. You have Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, and even Sarah Michelle Gellar making a cameo in here. You have the OG cast coming back, and the material they're given is shit. It is shockingly bad, the way that this movie is written. Like, I'm just going to say right off the front here, Ray is confirmed to be the fisherman, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, and he's teamed up with this other chick that has been working with him for years. She has this past where something happened with her dad. I can't even remember the details of it because it's a very forgettable plot and a very guessable villain character because she just kept disappearing in different scenes. And then in Ray's case, this podcast chick who hasn't met any of the other characters, when she's being killed, she's like, you. Like, why? She wouldn't have that reaction to anyone else but Julie James or Ray. And it's not going to be Julie James because that would make absolutely no sense. Even less sense than this. So you have Ray teaming up with this girl, and they have a scene together where they are talking like, I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. You know, we're going to figure this out. But you're the ones that are the killers, so who are you pretending for? You're in just this one room together alone. It doesn't make any sense. The screenwriters just, they took one glance at this, one very quick, let's speed through this script, let's get this shit rolling, and that's it. They didn't second guess anything. And the dialogue is cringeworthy and awful. The kills are semi-decent. There are some decent ones in there. Also, the presentation of certain kills after the fisherman kills them. And to cap it all off, they have the nerve to be like, you know, none of this would have happened if men just went to therapy. What the heck? What? No, I Know What You Did Last Summer goes in the bad tier.
No! I think I just smurfed my pants. Code Blue!
No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about Smurfs anymore. No. Go watch the 5 or 6 minute review I did on the channel a couple weeks back. That was even too many minutes to spend on this piece of shit. I hope the cast got paid well, except for fucking James Corden. I hate it with every bone in my body. This offers nothing for your children. Don't take your children to see this, okay? I would rather you take them to see Together than see this movie. Okay, let's move on. It goes in the awful tier. What do you expect?
Why would I want to steal the life of somebody who eats pieces of shit for breakfast?
Netflix, you suck, you jackass! Yeah, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Happy Gilmore 2 is a very shitty sequel, and I know I'm not supposed to be talking about it till next month, but the Naked Gun film that came out, that movie made this movie look so much worse because that's a legacy sequel that's been, gone for 30 years. It comes back, and they give you a fucking banger. It's a hilarious movie, one of the best comedies I've seen in a long time. And then this movie comes back, and it's got nostalgia bait after nostalgia bait, cameo after cameo, Travis Kelce, Eminem, Margaret Qualley, Eric Andre. I mean, there are so many fucking cameos in this movie. Every single scene, it's like, hey, let's do the Bob Barker scene from the original movie, but again, and again, and again, and again. You have Benny Safdie's character in there, who is annoying to no end. You have Shooter McGavin, Christopher McDonald coming back for this movie as Shooter McGavin. and they totally underutilize him, and even in the way that they use him is super disappointing when you really think about the possibilities of what they could have done with this storyline between him and Happy. Adam Sandler, I love Adam Sandler to death. He seems like one of the nicest guys you can find in Hollywood, but it is filled with just non-stop references, pandering to the original movie. No heart, no soul, no real funny jokes, maybe one or two funny moments in this movie. And it's all thanks to like slapstick or over-the-top loud, boisterous moments. It is a complete failure, and I hate that people online are taking such big offense to this movie. There are some hard dick riders for Happy Gilmore too. Phrasing, sorry. But seriously, the people defending this movie, stop it, you jackass. It goes on the bad tier.
Are we safe? I don't know.
Fantastic Four First Steps is the recent Fantastic Four movie, and I had a awesome time with this movie, guys. Holy crap, you guys need to go see it, because it's failing right now at the box office. I don't know why, but it dropped heavily, and I need you guys to save it. Go out and see it, please. If you've seen The Naked Gun and all these other films that I talked about that are good, and you haven't seen Fantastic Four, check it out. This has heart. I was really connected to this family. You have Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss-Bachrach as our team. Really great performances all around, with Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn being my highlights as a big Johnny Storm fan, and as someone that thought that Sue Storm's story in this movie is such a centric part of the plot that it really helped elevate her performance and make her one of the strong players of this movie, and I hope that we see more of that in Doomsday. And then outside of that, you have Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer, which, yeah, my one complaint of the movie so far that I really can think of when I talk about it is, yeah, I wish we did focus a little bit more on Silver Surfer and get some more time with her. But even then, I will say I was compelled by Silver Surfer, and I really enjoyed her in this movie. And you have Ralph Ineson as Galactus. Fucking awesome. And adaptation of Galactus. He is threatening. He is imposing. You really don't know what to expect during this final fight when he's romping around the city, fighting our heroes, causing some ruckus. And it's just a really entertaining film. Fun stuff all around. And I am dying to see these characters again. I love them. So it's going on the awesome tier.
We've got to get out of here. Now.
And we ended the month off with a body horror film, Together, starring real-life couple Dave Franco and Alison Brie. And man, the chemistry between these guys in this movie is electric. I was really enjoying them throughout this movie. There are bits of comedy thrown in here that aren't overshadowing the serious moments. They're keeping it light. They're keeping it, kind of dark here in certain moments. But when they have a light comedic moment, it's timed perfectly. Like I said, the chemistry between these two is awesome. The tension between them in certain scenes as well is really cool. But yeah, the body horror is really where you're coming into this movie for. And it delivers. It is disturbing. It will make you go, ugh. It will make you squirm in multiple scenes. The ending, I'm not too crazy about. The specific final scene, I just wish there was a little bit more to it than that, or if they just had cut it off earlier or something like that. That's really my only complaint about this movie. I really had a fun time with it. I was just along for the ride the whole time. I was locked in. I was tense. I was waiting for what was going to happen, what was going to be the next disturbing body horror scene, and it just kept delivering. Now, it's not like substance level stuff. It's not like John Carpenter's The Thing, but it's still in context. When you're watching this stuff happen and thinking of it happen to you, you're like, oh, that's nasty. That's wrong. That does not belong in that place. Oh, shit. So, yeah, it is going on the great tier. We ended the month off with a great one. So, that's going to be my ranking of this month's movies. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what your ranking is of the films down in the comments below. There's a few that I didn't get to, like Bambi the Reckoning, Heads of State, a few other ones, but I will probably get to them. Bambi the Reckoning, I'll definitely do a short review on when I get to it. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.